Today is March 16th, 2021. This is the Institute for Global Transformation's monthly meditation that we do every Tuesday at every third Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Okay. This particular focus, I'm talking about the gifts from the past year. It's a kind of like a review. We're at a point in time when we are ending a zodiacal cycle, ending with Pisces. And Pisces is always about death, transmutation, and preparing ourselves for the next brand new cycle. This might very well be the last Pisces. We just went through a new moon period for the Piscean age. There's a very strong feeling that we are now actually moving with Aries beginning next month. The new moon in Aries will be on April 11th. That we'll be actually beginning the Aquarian age now. Okay, so with that, I wanted to kind of take a moment and look back to see what we have experienced this past year. With the advent of the spring equinox, we find ourselves turning a collective corner of sorts. We're taking a moment to review and experience what we've experienced and whether or not we've actually learned from it, to tell you the truth. We're at a point where now more people are being vaccinated than ever before. More doses of vaccines are more available than ever before. This is a positive thing. We are witnessing, it's positive because we can then move into what is known as herd immunity, all right? And ideally, maybe by the end of this year, we'll experience more safety in gathering, but carrying still forward the streams of knowledge that we've learned from 2020. I think those things that we learned are not to be forgotten, okay? They're very important. We're witnessing a shift from top-down economics over the last 40-some years to a point where there's greater assistance and respect and willingness to serve all people, okay? Which is it's a positive thing. And a lot of laws are being instituted, and if you're not watching the news, and quite often a lot of them aren't even being spoken of, okay? But if you listen to certain people, you kind of get that there are new laws that are surfacing that are really helping average humanity, the general person, okay? Not the billionaire necessarily. As we turn that corner, there's a greater sense of need for all of us to pull together, work together for each other. And that tone, that note that I just sounded is going to be, you're going to hear that over and over again, because that is the note of the Aquarian age. It is about integration. It's about cooperation. It's about working together. It's about loving and kindness and compassion. All of these wonderful things that many of us have held in our mind's eye as the vision for the planet for such a long period of time. We've learned that we needed to slow down. What did we learn this past year? We learned that we needed to slow down. And whether or not we listen to that is going to be very telling. as to how we move going forward, especially not individually, but more so as a collective. That's the work that's ahead of us. The frenetic misuse of our mental energy, our emotional force, and our physical bodies for competitive use, for self-serving purposes, has weakened us. It's weakened our immune system and keeps us separated, divided, unfocused, scattered, depleted in the end, okay? Which is why we were sitting targets for this virus that happened. This will not help us build a new civilization. Rather, that we needed the pause, the great pause. We needed to let go of that hamster wheel running that many of us just do. We get into this experience of feeling that we have to keep moving without real consciousness. We needed to go inside to allow our immune systems to heal, our inner forces to regather and listen, to spend time in nature, to walk, get fresh air. To the extent that we have done that will determine if we've gathered sufficiently the gift from the universe presented through the virus. Now, many people would say, why would I call it a gift? Because it has brought us a new sense of consciousness and awareness. It's brought us that great pause where most of us were able to relax and ask the deeper questions. What am I doing? What do I really want to do? Is this what I want my life to be about? And if not, make the changes necessary. We're learning that we can create a network collectively of cooperation. We're learning the virus taught us to depend on each other more. It taught us the importance of being together, relying on each other. And we became very creative in how we reached out to people, other people, others, period, okay? Creating cooperative collective communities. And Aquarius is all about community. When we do this, we become stronger. And on top of it, when we do this, when we share our tools, we share our resources, we share in a community fashion what little it is we may have, or what much we have, that community gets stronger. We're learning new ways to be together and depend on each other. We're reaching out beyond our own ring past knot because we recognize our need for each other and the oneness of all, and our connection to the oneness of all. Within communities, if we share our economy, the web of life, as I said, becomes stronger. So millennials know this. They know that not all of them need to go out individually and buy a car. If 2 or 3 of them have a car, then the group have cars that they can rely on, you know? So same thing with communities now are sharing tools. Not everybody has to have a lawnmower, okay? If you have a few people in the neighborhood that has a lawnmower and you're creating cooperative community, then you can share. Okay, there's a way you can have what they call a tool library. okay? And people work together for the whole. So there's new ways of being that will create greater economy and efficiency, tell you the truth, going forward. And it will strengthen the planet, okay? Less cars out there on the road, cleans up the air, less pollution, and it goes onward exponentially. One of the main purposes of the virus has been to upgrade the human genetic system. Our immune system collectively, through this virus, believe it or not, is being upgraded. Viruses restructure our genetic system. The pervasiveness of this virus has touched everyone. Unfortunately, we've lost many, too many. And that's the hard part. Yet it even has taught us how to say goodbye in different ways. Okay. The one thing about it, though, that we need to realize is that, as I say this, I don't want to strike a note or place in your mind the idea that the virus is behind us. It's still very much with us, okay? And I think within the consciousness of humanity, there has to be choices have to be made. We have to make a decision as to how we're going to live going forward, because the virus is a result. I mean, it's bringing in a lot of positive, but it's also the result of the depleting the planet, taking so much from the planet, appropriating what's not ours, disrespecting the planet, you know. So if in fact we have learned and we do better, we become better stewards for the planet, then things will get exponentially better. If it manifests that we have not learned, well, my sense is that virus will keep changing. That virus is smart. It has a consciousness of its own, obviously. And it very well may keep doing what it needs to do until we actually learn, okay? The virus has created a condition where we seek overall to be kinder, gentler with each other, ideally, more respectful, more peaceful, having a greater sense personally and collectively of well-being. And that works out through the morphogenetic field. It's like critical mass, okay? The more people who have and hold that frequency of well-being and caring for each other and peacefulness within, that then it is absorbed by others. And it goes out, and it goes out, and it goes out. We've been called to make changes as to how we relate to others and to structures. We're experiencing an emerging power shift, especially economically. How is it manifesting? It's manifesting in many different ways. Racially, we're beginning to see it. Between genders, we're beginning to see it. Economically, we're beginning to see it. As I said, things are going to be shifting from the top down to bottom up. And it becomes obvious with things like depression right now, because depression is rampant. in every socioeconomic bracket. Okay. So the need for us to be kinder, gentler, and more compassionate with each other is very, very important. So we're realizing that as we strengthen ourselves within our communities and become more group focused, the web of life strengthens, okay, by staying connected with each other. Humanity itself and the planet is undergoing what is known as an initiation, another word for an evolutionary leap, okay? The intelligence that is life is teaching us what needs to happen, because as stewards of the planet, then we become responsible for the oceans, for the air, for the earth, okay, for everything, the forests. Using clean energy, living consciously, letting go of fear and denial, because as we found, fear and denial deplete the immune system. The virus taught us that too. This is where we can put our emphasis. So there's a sense that there is pressure building behind almost a dam, so to speak, okay, of our collective ego that will soon break. Might very well happen this year, okay? That will soon break, and when it does, it will open the collective heart of humanity. That will be the big shift, the big collective shift that's going to be going on, and create that major shift that's necessary, because humanity is still not aware of being stewards of the planet, still not aware all the way of being compassionate, although many are. There's more work that needs to be done there. And this will open, as I said, the heart of humanity. And when that heart opens on a collective level, as I said, the planet's going through an initiation. That's what they call the second initiation, where the heart opens on a large scale. So we're learning to create and co-create in this new world, okay, that's emerging. None thrive until we're all thriving. That's the goal, okay, that we hold that consciousness. So there's still a lot of work to be done. In Buddhism, they have a term called right relationship. And that goes so well with these thoughts, these concepts that I've been sharing with you. Holding right relationship with our planet, with each other, with all the kingdoms, with ourselves, okay? We move and create a more harmonious age, new age, okay? There's no more room for commandeering, forcing anything, for taking what is not rightfully ours, for what I call the misappropriated or misqualified masculine energy. It's all now time for that aspect of the divine feminine to flow through. Buddha said in his fourfold path, there is suffering in life. 1. 2, trying to hold on to a constant, trying to keep everything as it is, causes suffering. Suffering, 3, can be alleviated by letting go of desire, grasping, wanting constant self-gratification. And then he outlined his eightfold path for that, as the way, the vehicle for alleviating suffering. And his eightfold path is obviously right view or right understanding, right intention, making sure we're not using ambition or unselfish or selfish desire to motivate us, or greed, right speech, being compassionate in how we speak, our tone, our frequency, what we say, right action, right livelihood, choosing the means with which we decide and how we decide to work in the world, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So, one of the keys going forward is to realize that the oneness of all of us, the oneness of our minds, the oneness of our consciousness. Many times we think we are all separate, and that's not right thinking, okay? But to be able to hold on to the idea that we are all one. It's one soul, one complete soul. You know, there's a story of an exercise where the teacher asks the students to close their eyes and say, I am, I exist. And then to imagine that everyone in the world is also saying the same words at the same time, or varying times. I am, I exist. And they hear that sound being populated over and over again. I am, I exist. And to realize that it's not that word, those words, I am, I exist, being sounded through many different containers, many different physical vehicles. It's really the one life, one voice, the one divinity sounding through a myriad of vehicles saying, I am, I exist. It gives it a totally different context, okay? So with that, let's prepare for meditation. Establish your lower alignment by taking a deep breath and relaxing the physical body. Paying particular attention to the stomach and the diaphragm. Speak to your nervous system, telling it to relax, knowing it will obey. Take another deep breath and allow your emotional body to come to a point of peace and serenity. Take a third deep breath and awaken and alert the mental body. Making sure it is focused and totally prepared for this operation. Move out to your etheric body, 3 inches beyond the center of the forehead, between the brow. And connect there with each other, forming a group focus in the etheric body. Open to divine soul impression. And sound a silent Om. As a group, see a line of light extending backward from that center point between 3 inches beyond the brow. See a line of light that extends backward into the center of the head, about 2 inches behind the eyes. The area known as the cave, or the heart of mind. See a point of radiating blue, white light at the center of the cave. See around that radiating blue-white light an expanding sphere of golden light, radiating from that center everywhere present in the world of affairs. Become aware of a vertical line of light moving upwards beyond the top of the head. Extending far upwards. Notice as you look vertically, a sphere of radiating white light with a soft blue inner glow. As a group, lift above the top of the head about 3 inches, moving upward along that line of light, and rest in the sphere of white light. We acknowledge the sacredness of this space, the peacefulness of this space. This is the place of the overshadowing spiritual soul. That part of you not imprisoned in the 3 lower worlds. As a group, we settle in this space. Yet become aware as you look upwards, again following that line of light, but still staying in this particular space for the moment, that there is a downward facing triangle. Above. And we connect here with the consciousness of our planet. We visualize the planet as a consciousness, as a being, as an entity with awareness. We connect with the world teacher, who is the perfect embodiment of love and wisdom. And we also connect with the esoteric heart of our sun, the solar logos. Just through the direction of your thought, nothing more. Allow yourself to move into the center of the heart of the sun. It is a calm, cool space at the very center, protected in a layer of indigo blue color. And from this point, we look out into the fullness and spaciousness of cosmic potential. Moving back into the sphere of radiating white light with a soft blue inner glow below. This is the space where we will work. Yet with our connection to the consciousness of our planet, the world teacher, and the esoteric heart of our sun for us to call upon, we turn our attention to the work at hand. We become aware of a feeling of a strong radiance, of radiating divine love, emanating everywhere present. That moves through and around our entire being. And the group. Uniting us as one group mind and heart. The love is emanating from that higher triangle. From that world teacher who represents love, wisdom. He is the world teacher who at one point did walk upon this earth. Open your being your heart, your mind, your soul, to be touched by the love and the wisdom of this most powerful energy. See it radiating from that higher triangle as blue, white light. And filling the space which you are. Feel the love as overwhelmingly strong, softening and warming, opening and releasing, seeping into the depths of our cellular being, so that we begin to feel the most open, the most cherished, and the strongest experience of love that we have ever known. Far from an emotional love, it is a healing and vitalizing love that shifts, reshapes, corrects, and makes new. It is a love that transmutes all emotional impediments and blocks, penetrating through them. Feel this love moving into your emotional being, your emotional body, and removing locks on doors placed by you in this lifetime and probably other lifetimes as well. Transforming these energies into their opposite. Feel this love that transfigures judgments, opinions, and criticisms, lifting them up, out, and beyond the group aura. Shifting these energies into redeemed matter, redeemed light. And moving through a third time, This love then eliminates and frees us from fears. Feel the freedom of letting go of these emotional aspects held on to for so long, taking up much space within your being, and allow them to be discarded, transmuted, altered into their higher octave. Whatever that might be, we need not know. This love then surrounds our mental field, lifting, purifying, revealing, and transmuting all mental thoughts that block and impede our growth. We bathe in this release. Always connecting and merging with the one life, our planetary logos, our divine Father. We give thanks to the powers that be, who have assisted us by sounding a loving, silent Om together. We move back down as a group, taking our time, not trying to rush the alignment, back into the cave in the center of the head. And refreshed, renewed, and purified. We take our time and lovingly look out horizontally to our focus in the Ajna center, 3 inches beyond the forehead, in the etheric body. And now sounding an audible Om together. We move back out along that line of light to reconnect with our integrated persona, the mental, the astral, the physical etheric and physical dense bodies. We take a deep breath and radiate the refreshed light that we are into our environment through the Ajna Center, using it as a laser beam. Radiate that light out to your environment, to your loved ones, and out further to humanity. Take another deep breath and relax the attention. And slowly, as you're ready, return to normal focus. Everybody here? I don't want to send anybody away and they're still up in the ethers. Are you okay, Chantal?
Yes, I am, Leah.
Okay, good. Okie doke. Okay. Not necessary to discuss the meditation. This is strictly for you guys to take it with you, and if you want to say anything afterwards at any future day, fine, it's okay. Or you can send your responses to the ifgt.org website. That would also be good, so that other people can see the response who have not yet frequented. Okay. I hope everybody is okay, and I look forward to seeing Marianne, would you like to say something?
Yes, thank you so much, Lyrata.
You're more than welcome. I look forward to seeing everybody next month, third Tuesday of every month. Have a great time. Be strong. Be loving. Take care. Bye-bye.